On with the video. Hello, everyone. I've been Bob. This has been the other world according to Bob and all that, but not Bob out yet. Anyway, on with the video. I'm really excited to bring you this. See how it does. If it does more than 10 views, I will continue to review this on the channel. If not, I might just pick it up for me. Because if y'all aren't interested, yeah. And for this, the Garrett Flash, you don't have to worry about that. It's the last issue. They don't kill Jay off, thank goodness. It just stops. It takes place Mom, give me something to hold down the books. It takes place between Flash, just the regular Flash, number 6, I think. And what I'm gonna guess is JLA 5. They don't say the JLA part, but you gotta remember, Jay's in that book too. You gotta be smart about that, DC. Anyway, the reason I'm doing this before the Spider Boy is because I think more people are reading this than Bailey, and it was definitely pick of the week. They're all good books this week, but Bailey and the Boom, between them, the Boom is definitely a more popular character. So, anyway, I liked that they addressed that how Jay's wife has lived this long. She basically has the X gene too. They don't call it the X gene, but that's where my mind went. And she doesn't have powers because it's a non-activated metahuman. They call them metahumans in DC. But anyway, that's why Joan hasn't died. And that has always bothered me since Infinite Crisis. They have never addressed that before, to my knowledge. So it's like, to me, I just enjoyed that. I enjoyed they kept the Dr. Elemental, I think his name is, around. They didn't have Jay like kill him off, or he gets stuck in the Speed Force. That didn't happen. What happened instead was Jay just defeated him, and that was that. It wasn't like Shazam, where it's a big thing, and you'll see when I get there. It's something that I think's going to change the book for the next 12 issues. So, yeah. Without spoiling it, Judy does get free. I hope they do more with her. Jay doesn't. I think I already said Jay does not die, but they really tug at your heartstrings at the end. I enjoyed it. I hope they tie it in with the Justice Society. A definite 4 out of 5 book. Not perfect, but damn near close. Almost got a 5. Next up, we have Two Orphans. Billy Batson from DC, which I already told you has a big change. And Bailey Briggs, the book that I'm enjoying, but it doesn't pull in the numbers. And I have thought about buying 2 copies of this just to complete the game. There's a game inside this, like an old Big Boy comic, and you all know how much I love those. So, the villain's kind of like Deadpool, so it's kind of like if Deadpool was evil and kind of lame and also worked the daily. He's nothing like Deadpool, but if he still could break the fourth wall, and I love when characters do that. So it's like, yeah, um, I love the cover for the next one. Help me show the cover, please, Mom, for the end. I gotta talk about that before I talk about the actual book. This right here. Mom's gonna help. Yes, that's. I love the cover for the next one because they kind of took my suggestion. I doubt they watched my video, but um, the thing I like about that cover, Mom, is that is all the Spider family, even Annie Mae. Remember Annie Mae from future books? They haven't done anything with, which I find super cool. They don't have Mary Jane. They only have the spiders on there. But you get the general point that it's going to be a spider related book. That's Spider Punk. It's a whole thing. I'm not gonna get into that right now. Anyway, yeah, I liked that they kind of took my suggestion and had him meet his mother. His mother didn't remember him. I have a whole theory on that if y'all want to see it. But atop the fourth wall breaks and the silliness, there was actually a very touching story. I guess in the second issue he met Santa at some point. Didn't get the second issue. It was a whole thing. But he gave him this picture, and throughout the whole thing he's like, don't erase the picture, don't erase the picture. Now I'm wondering if that had something to do with why she didn't remember him. They kind of had him say that him and Boy Spider, that's weird, but Boy Spider might be the ego, just like I said, which I didn't want them to take that suggestion. That was a bad suggestion. That's probably the one suggestion they took from the whole video, right, Mom? I didn't want that. I thought that was a dumb idea. But needless to say, the mom refuses to let go of Boy Spider. and she's like, no, he's still a child to me or whatever. And they had the little kids help out the the machine, the switch back from person to animal. That was a game, and that was a fourth wall break, which I kind of liked. Make the audience feel useful. I mean, yeah, definitely like that. Kind of heartwarming that they fixed Spider Boy's friend, and they said, "Look at how many friends you're making." And I'm like, "That's nice, nice, good job, Marvel. Keep it up. Get those good readers. Don't let it die." Um, well, well, at the same time, there's this whole thing where, like I said, the guy has a magic pencil, and he's able to change reality, and Bailey just wants to be a normal kid, which I like. I like that there was this whole other adult undertone, but they didn't make it fully. It wasn't like Preacher or, and this wasn't even Book of the Week. But the one thing I wouldn't have didn't stopped it from being Book of the Week, wouldn't have didn't stopped it from being Book of the Week, was that the Madam Web that is going to help Bailey through his crisis isn't the Madam Web I'm familiar with. She's the Madam Web from the movie, and we all know how much the kids love the movie Madam Web. Why did you choose the Madam Web from the movie, Marvel? Why? That's my question to you. Um, yeah. Is anyone else reading this? It did it did you all enjoy this as much as I did? Let me know in the comments. Am I reading a little too much into the very end of this book? And on to another orphan, as I mentioned, Billy Batson. What I liked about these is that they address that Billy isn't a natural superhero, and he switches places with the captain. Um, they did what they were promising to do. Can you help me with the Shazams, Mom? They did what they were promising to do, and and um and made this book right here the last Billy Batson one for a while. It turns out they're causing fissures in time, like Superboy Prime fissures. They determine this because Darla sees the captain burn Billy's letters. And because of because he's burning his letters, she's all like, wait, no, stop. And he's burning them because they're causing Billy high emotion. High emotion is what caused the Superboy Prime Punch. I don't know what else to call it. It is a Superboy Prime Punch. It this version of Shazam causes it to causes the fissures in time to move the rock to just I don't know. If you're not a DC fan, you won't understand this analogy, but it moved the rock in time. There's this really cool moment where he's pushing back between and between the fissures in time, and he's all like he knows that Billy and he will eventually die or get trapped in hell like the future book, or just they know whatever it is will make them disappear, if that makes any sense at all. Um, and the captain does not want that. In the end, he comes around, I think. So we might get a bit of a different future from Future State, but overall, the reason this doesn't outclass Spider Boy or Jay Garrick, it doesn't have fun games, and I'm kind of worried to see what they're going to do without Billy. All the eras without Billy that I've lived through have been not that memorable. And I like the Freddie Freeman era. But you can't just have Bob on board if Spider Boy proves anything. You need other fans too. It's not just, oh my goodness, that was so memorable. We remember the Titans' future. We remember the night Gwen Stacy died. We remember Bart Allen's death for a reason, because all those stories were meaningful to us. And if they can't do that, I can't advise my audience to not expect these stories are going to blur together in a really mushed up way. I mean, that's why they don't get pick of the week. So, um, I didn't mind the fact they had the Child Protective Service lady come to Billy Batson's house. That didn't strike any wrong chords with me. I can see a group of people it might, but it was like, yeah, I could see it. Why it's I don't I think the next issue no one's gonna remember anyway, and the series is probably gonna jump off a cliff. I will give number 12 a 3, and number Number 11. God damn, I can't talk today. Number 11, A2. Because, again, as cute as I found the interaction between Happy and Darla, I don't think other people will, and I I don't think this will be memorable going down the line. So, just he does fight the random beast. I am giving them credit for that. They almost made a 3. But yeah. Pick of the week, Garrett Flash. Second best book, Spider-Boy number 8. And I hope we see Mom, help me. God damn. Okay, there you go. I hope we're back and everything's fine. But I hope we see Puzzle Master, the villain for Spider-Boy again. That's my final thought. I'm Bob. This has been The Other World According to Bob. Bob out. Mom, find the mouse for me. Mm-mm. On the screen.
Hello.
Let me watch it, please.
Here, hold on. There it is. Okay.